And Jennifer, let me start with you and just get your sense of the press conference here. It was pretty freewheeling. It didn't seem like he had a list of reporters he intended to get to. A lot of the reporters wanted to talk about two news stories, and I think it's important to draw that distinction. I'll have you color that for us. There was a BuzzFeed story. There was a CNN story. He was conflating the two of them throughout the press conference. They're separate things. Explain sort of the difference between those two stories and what Donald Trump had to say about them today at the press conference.
Well, the CNN story was just saying that there is intelligence out there that has been collected. It's not clear if it's been verified about interactions between the Russian government and people on Trump's team. What BuzzFeed went and did after that initial report from CNN was to publish this dossier that came from a former British intelligence official, has not been independently verified by the U.S. intelligence community, and they kind of, their justification from BuzzFeed was the American people can decide for themselves whether to believe this or not, and that kind of put it out in the open and led people lots of discussion about what was in that document. And Trump was able to go out there and say, you know, there was a mention of a Michael Cohen who met with Russian officials in Prague, but Michael Cohen, who works for me, has never been to Prague, was in the U.S. on the days when this was believed to have happened. We've looked at his passport to get that evidence. So that kind of created a way for Trump to kind of bash the media and have an easy out on that, rather than talking about the real issues at play, which are really, did anybody on Trump's team, Paul Manafort, anybody else, have interactions with the Russian government during the campaign? Is there some there? Does the Russian government is the Russian government holding some information on him that they could use against him if he does not kind of show a cooperative face toward Russia? So those were two different things that that were sort of related but not quite the same.
All right, Jen, and I want to also bring viewers' attention to the fact that the hearing is still ongoing. The United States Senate Foreign Relations Committee, with Rex Tillerson, the potential Secretary of State, testifying. That's Chris Murphy there, Democrat of Connecticut, who's actually questioning Rex Tillerson. Now, that's been going on for the last several hours, about 2 hours plus. And I want to bring in Tim O'Brien, who's on set with us in New York to discuss this. And you couldn't get any more different rhetoric than you're getting on the one hand on Capitol Hill with the testimony of Rex Tillerson talking about Russia and sanctions and how he hasn't had a chance yet to speak with the president-elect about Russia, and what just happened with the president-elect and the news conference. Your area of expertise is his finances, so I want to get to that. What did you make of the plan that was laid out by Sherry Dillon, the lawyer, that said that you know, he wasn't going to basically have anything to do with the Trump Organization?
Well, the plan they put in place is basically trust Donald and trust Donald's judgment. They've taken none of the steps that Trump's predecessors in the White House have taken to make sure the president is insulated from conflicts of interest, an actual blind trust, and a divestment of assets that could create conflicts. Trump is going to be regulating a huge scores and scores of financial institutions that loan him money. The fact that he'll still be attached in any way to businesses that have those loans is problematic. His sons are going to remain in place running the company. They're going to put in a compliance and an ethics monitor at Trump Tower to make sure the communication between the sons and their father is limited. She said the only way you'd find out about new domestic deals, and there wouldn't be any foreign deals, would be by reading it in the newspaper or seeing it on That's what she said. And she also said that he wouldn't get individual profit and loss statements on different Trump businesses, but he would get an overall update on the business as a whole. It's not a big business. Contrary to what Mr. Trump said during his press conference. He does have a significant amount of debt, contrary to what Mr. Trump said during his press conference. So any kind of P&L would probably give him a pretty good handle anyway on how the individual businesses are doing. The attorney compared it to the empire, not unlike that of Nelson D. Rockefeller when he... Right, who, as we remember, was the heir to Standard Oil and one of the biggest fortunes in history, and the Trump fortune is not on the same level as that one.